And back later in the day, technically. Well, I am a night shift guy, so I kind of get an unfair advantage when I stream at 2 in the morning. But hey, you know, this is probably the most sunlight hours I've been live in a very long time. Want to wish everybody out there here in the States a happy Thanksgiving for what it's worth in this year of 2020. I almost got all formal, like, religious folks would do, like, in the year of our Lord, Anno Domini, blah, blah, no. You know, I don't want to get all formal like that. I was so tempted to parody that, though. I could have said, in the year of our discontent with all this nonsense that's going on this year, in the year of that shall live on in infamy, or people will be real happy to forget about it, whatever it is. But in this bizarre year, for what it's worth, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And let's actually try and move on from all of that FUD stuff, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, because we've said the ugly stuff that needed to be said about what's going to go on in the next couple of weeks with the pandemic. Quite frankly, anybody out there who's part of this culture of denying it is a sitting duck to ending up with this thing, not knowing it until sometime next week, and things will be a mess for them right in time for the holidays. But there's always something you got to remember when you have empathy towards others, and that is, and this is something business people talk about all the time, there are some things in life you can control and some things in life you cannot control. And so what you have to do is figure out what you're going to do about the stuff you cannot control, even though you can't control it. So there's nothing I can do, quite frankly, about the people who have decided to live on the edge with all this crap going on. But I can decide that I'm going to stay far away from those folks and stay at home with a very non-traditional Thanksgiving. I mentioned in my zeal last night, I once again said one thing but not the other. I tend to do that when I go off on tangents. But last night I talked about how I had hot dogs for Thanksgiving, most unconventional Thanksgiving dinner ever. You know, I used to be a big fan of Grotenwiegel before the company went out of business with their natural casing franks and brats. So I was like, you know what? Heck with it. Nothing about this year is going to be normal, including Thanksgiving. So let's just go do something totally different. And it's not the first time I've done something like this. I think a while back, all of my dad and I and the family had all of our Thanksgiving plans basically slammed against the rocks, as the old maritime term would go, dashed against the rocks. And so we wound up with like frozen pizzas and stuff for Thanksgiving. So we've had Thanksgiving washouts before. So basically, it wouldn't be anything surprising if, say, I went and bought some natural casing franks. I think it's Jordan's or something. That's the brand that you'll see around here now. I miss Grotenwiegel, though. They were awesome. I normally not the biggest fan in the world of hot dogs, but if someone really knows how to make a good natural casing sausage like that, you know, goes great with ketchup or relish or something, or sauerkraut or something like that, hey, I'm all for it. But that's part of it. I did manage to keep something Thanksgiving-ish, and that is Walmart had pumpkin roll cakes on sale. Not exactly pumpkin pie, but it basically tastes like a pumpkin spice cake. This is November in New England, the finale of the pumpkin spice season, before we start talking about, eggnog, Christmas, winter, and being grumpy about shoveling the driveway when it snows. So, you know, making the most of it. I do have something resembling Thanksgiving going on, even if it's rather bizarre and eccentric. So, just like streaming on Thanksgiving like this, you know, last night I got into the discussion, got passionate about it. Folks stopped by. One dude even threw a super chat. That was awesome. So, it took less time streaming on YouTube for my stream to feel like it was actually coming alive for a change than it did on Twitch. I had to stream for a lot longer to see anyone start showing up and people doing stuff or saying stuff or whatnot. So besides it's spammers and bots. So the YouTube algorithm's in play. We're going to get back to discussions about the multimedia meta because for the longest time, as in this week, in the midst of everything going on to the 9 to 5, I've been seriously wanting to do some reactions to some Harris Heller videos, but I just can't wait until like a Friday live at 5 or something, so I want to go after the big fish today. And this is YouTube, so if everybody's too busy eating turkey to tune into the stream and stuff like that, they'll watch it whenever they get to it, and that's one of the reasons why I do this hybrid format, where I make streams sound as much like radio shows as possible so that people can listen to it after the fact, or with this robust cloud editor on YouTube, cold ones at the ready. With this robust editor, I swear it's not booze. Anyway, cold ones at the... I have a goofy enough sense of humor when sober, so I'm not going to get drunk on stream. So anyways, with everything that's going on and all this other stuff, the reason I do this combo format is so that way people can tune in whenever, because it's YouTube. It's the beauty of YouTube. It's the beauty of videos. People really don't realize just how much streaming, quite frankly, sucks. If you want to be a content creator and you want to be a streamer, you're already doing it wrong. Streaming should be an ancillary special event thing that you do. If you think, oh, I'll be a full-time streamer and never make videos, you're already barking up the wrong tree, you know? So Harris Heller did a video, and I just linked it over on my Twitter as well, twitter.com/MultimediaJay. I already pre-linked the browser, and there's a new update to OBS. It lets me select the window without having to go and right-click and hit properties and stuff. So there's a video that Harris Heller uploaded that's gotten my thinking face treatment here. And this basically is, if Twitch wants to survive 2021, they have to change these certain things. Now, I have a bit of a problem with him clickbaiting Pokimane with a little face drop, as it's called, like name drop, you know, face drop, likeness drop, whatever you want to call it. I have a big problem with anybody who uses Pokimane's picture in any way, shape, or form as part of a thumbnail if it's not in the video, because YouTube doesn't like deceptive content. But all these people are just, oh yeah, I'm gonna make a video about streaming, but the thing is, I don't think a lot of people at YouTube or YouTube's automated systems know who Pokimane is. You know what YouTube should do? YouTube should expand Content ID so that creators who are getting their faces plastered all over everybody's thumbnails can get some kind of additional discoverability from that. So Pokimane could upload a bunch of selfies, and everybody who's using her pictures in thumbnails will get a link to, like, her YouTube channel, and that'll link to her Twitch channel, and so on and so forth. So people are like, hey, who's the girl in the picture? They have an answer generated algorithmically. The system will keep it on the video so long as it's there, and the only way to get rid of it is to not use her likeness like that. So there's numerous ways to... There's numerous ways to solve this problem. So Harris talked about a bunch of reasons why he thinks Twitch is in trouble. Gee, you think, Mr. Heller? But the big one I want to focus on is the one he actually blew off until later in the video, DMCA. And that's where the title of the stream comes from. DMCA, and only DMCA, is Twitch's death angel. The end. This one issue is so much of a showstopper that this by itself is the only thing worth focusing on, even as Big Purple, Team Purple, tries to distract away, and I don't mean the Minnesota Vikings, tries to distract away from their gaping deficiency as a platform with the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. Now, we talked about this earlier with this right here. With this graphic that we did earlier in PowerPoint. Hey, people are liking it. Woo! So the problem of Twitch being strikes only, YouTube, I can think of no better example in recent memory than Twitch DMCA Mageddon that actually made me appreciate the hard work that YouTube has put into building Content ID as a system. It's been annoying, it's had its false positives, but it beats the alternative, which is they don't have a system, they lose the arms race. Is my pointer on screen? I don't... Oh, there it is, yeah. Keep forgetting the one on YouTube's delayed a little, and the one on OBS is real time. So, it beats the alternative, which is losing the arms race, so to speak. Rights holder organizations like the RIAA develop systems, and now those systems are automating takedown notices, which under federal law, you as a platform need to comply with. And so you end up in a situation with Twitch streamers freaking out, especially the ones that are locked into contracts as partners, or the people that just can't let Twitch go. And they're out there. People that I've encountered who like the emotes, or they talk about Twitch culture as though the culture that Twitch has built up isn't poison for content creation literally everywhere else. Some of you people that are getting into multi-platform stuff, myself included, I'm guilty of this. It's too easy to get sucked into what Twitch and only Twitch has built up and realize you don't need to stress out about it. Whether it's anything related to the way that videos versus VODs are treated or anything else or anything of that sort. And it's not to say that just because Twitch has a culture that YouTube can't develop one on their streaming end as well. But here it is, you know, these are the rights holder options under Content ID. Mute, block, monetize, and track. I would love to see these expanded to all creators, not just people in Content ID. Because then you might see strikes disappear completely. Because the majority of the time that I see someone get a copyright strike on YouTube nowadays, they offended some creator who's using it to try and censor them. I almost never see an actual strike like in the olden days from Warner, BMG, or any of these music companies out there. Just not a thing anymore. And it's crazy how, like I said earlier, that YouTube has the inverse of what Twitch has. Twitch DMCA Mageddon, everyone's worried about getting strikes from companies like the RIAA, rights holder organizations, record companies, BBC, whatever. On YouTube, you're only worried about getting strikes from individuals who don't have access to this system. Like me, for example. I could DMCA 2 creators right now, just like that. I'm not going to, because, number one, that starts a legal process. There's one person who did something that's fair use, and I acknowledge that. They made a fair use remix of one of my Quicko flicks from years ago. And there's another person who stole my content and re-uploaded it on their channel, but they've only gotten 2 views with it, so who cares? Plus, I've watched a lot of these content-stealing channels that just re-upload other people's videos everywhere. I've actually seen them get terminated because someone finally did, like businesses or whatnot, finally did order takedowns, and they did get copyright struck off the platform. There used to be about 6 or 7 6 or 7 of these channels on my copyright tab. Now there's only this one and the guy that did the fair use thing. So nice to know that eventually the house gets cleaned, so to speak. But DMCA Mageddon, this is the issue here, is that just Twitch doesn't have a system. They were caught without a system, and they have been working on just about literally everything else except fixing this gaping deficiency with the platform. We should be hearing updates on how Twitch is doing more than just saying to creators, yeah, just delete your stuff. We're going to give you more control over deleting your stuff. And there's a town hall coming up, which maybe might say something. I have low expectations for it. I'm not going to get my hopes up. They really were caught off guard by all of this. And they made sure to put it in the email correspondence, too. Well, holy crap, we got so many takedown requests after a certain date earlier in the year. Yeah, well, when you lose an arms race versus the RIAA, that's what's going to happen. But here is what Twitch doesn't have. Again, this is a snippet of an email that someone received that they shared on Twitter about a video getting blocked on YouTube, and notice that it's not a copyright strike. It doesn't affect the account status. Now, it used to be the case that a worldwide block would be the same as a copyright strike. There was a certain kind of block level where if your video got blocked in too many countries, it did affect your account. And I think that the issue here is that YouTube has tools for creators to scrub out and remove anything that causes issues in their videos now completely through the cloud and save a new copy of the video. I think that's awesome, quite frankly. Oh, do I come across to you as some kind of YouTube fanboy? Well, I think YouTube has put in the work, and they deserve to receive credit for what it is that they've done. And with their improvements on streaming over the last couple of months, and as they continue to roll out new features, that deserves a thumbs up as well. I think they should keep up the good fight. So, Harris Heller can say whatever he wants about what he thinks is going to take down Twitch. I'm telling you right now, DMCA is the big one. And what are we seeing from Twitch? What are they talking about? What are they bragging about? They're bragging about multiplayer ads. They're bragging about this, that, or the other. Multiplayer ads. They're bragging about something or another. I'd have to roll around through Twitter to see what all this stuff is. I've just been taking notes that their priorities are completely out of whack. What's the sort of stuff they've been bragging about? Let me just put my Twitter on the screen here and just take a look. I could actually search for priorities and probably see it. Or not, because I didn't scroll down. I've tweeted too much stuff. So they have multiplayer ads. Oh, here we go. Boom. Oh, look, they made hype trains available on mobile. Ooh. What a multiplayer ads. Hype trains are available on mobile. Ooh, what a wonderful new feature. This is pathetic. And there's a very specific reason why I say this. Let's switch to Firefox. Hopefully it brings up the right window and not... So, with this garbage that's going on, Twitch streamers are, of course, worried. And I said that there would be an invasion of VOD channels, maybe even clips channels, because everyone's so worried about DMCA that they're basically having Twitch, with its robust export features, basically spew everything off of their Twitch channel onto YouTube. And now we've got YouTube getting cluttered up by all these VODs and other stuff coming over, which I have a severe problem with even calling videos VODs in the first place. But let me just show you a few examples here from various Twitch streamers. I would say I wish some of these people had some better business sense to see that their platform is throwing them to the wolves like this. And maybe they'd become YouTube streamers or help, more people would become Valkyrie, so to speak, make the switch from purple to red. But, all right, so the big one that we talked about earlier was, where is Firefox? And oh, I've made so many new scenes. There we go. Fuslie. She's a Twitch streamer. She infamously got 2 copyright strikes, which don't go away on Twitch, by the way. Major problem with the platform. And then she signed a partnership deal or exclusivity. She's already a Twitch partner. She already signed an exclusivity, and then she signed an exclusivity deal with 2 copyright strikes, and even joked about, I might not be here very long. Why? You're a talented streamer. You play some interesting games. Here's some Minecraft, and there's also Among Us as well. Yeah, if you're a personality that people like and whatnot, unless of course the contract gets invalidated if you get banned, and you're just taking the best thing you have because hey, you've been on Twitch long enough. But why would you stress yourself out over this stuff? So VODs, they don't get a lot of views compared to their normal YouTube videos because they're footage essentially. So you'll probably get really dedicated fans watching these that are arrowing around trying to find all the cool moments, or they're trying to extract clips or something through some kind of download the VOD and then clip it and then re-upload it software. People do that on YouTube. Problem for a lot of these streamers that they have to remember is that the monetization system doesn't like re-uploaded content, so you want to be the owner of the content that uploads it to YouTube first. So that's probably the biggest issue for these Twitch folks, is that their streams, if somebody is like downloading and re-uploading VODs, are fair game for someone to snatch and get first dibs in the monetization system. So that's a major concern. I think when more of these Twitch streamers figure this out, they might start getting a bit tougher about that, or maybe even DMCAing channels for this sort of thing. But we'll see what happens, and we'll see when they figure it out. All right, let's go back to our Firefox here. Firefox is a little too far away from the regular browser here. But yeah, Fuslie, seems to be a friendly person who loves playing video games and stuff, but I just don't understand, and I'm never going to understand why she would go exclusive to Twitch with 2 copyright strikes. Hashibi actually had a VOD channel before DMCA Mageddon, so she kind of doesn't count in this discussion. But in terms of invasion of the VODs, boom, Ginny VOD channel, boom, Yugi VOD channel, boom, Destiny VOD channel, boom, 39DAF VOD channel, boom, Tyongyi Auntie VOD channel, and then just look for Twitch VODs and filter by channels to see literally everybody else. VODs, Julian Twitch, Travis, Cranky. This, I don't know what this is, because there are people that are doing this stuff independently, not associated with specific streamers. Doug, Markiplier, unofficial channel. Who's this? There's Blind Wave, Quackity, VODs, Mizkif even. VODs. And what is all of this? Well, in the case of the Johnny-come-latelys, if people weren't already doing VOD channels before all of this, these are Twitch streamers that are worried about getting copyright strikes, that are not going to risk leaving any of their stuff on the platform. And they're sending over their stuff ASAP. The most paranoid of which have saving broadcasts turned off, which you can do that on Twitch. and they're using recorders to record their streams and then uploading the VODs, which they probably have pretty good internet if they stream, and pretty beefy computers with a lot of storage space. If they're saving gigs and gigs and gigs of recorded streams, 6, 7, 8, 9, sometimes up to 15 hours a day for the most extreme streamers out there. And, you know, they uploading it, oh man, it's got to be rough. Twitch has very, very robust export tools that'll send stuff over just like that. The highlights tool isn't quite as precise as YouTube's cloud video editor, but the ability to export, just boom, push a button. You can even split the video into 15-minute segments. Oops, did I say video? Sorry, I'm a YouTuber. And so that gets us to where we got to take a look. So you got all these VOD channels out there. The newest ones are for one specific reason. People are worried about copyright, and they rightly should be so. They should be worried, because Twitch is where YouTube was many years ago. And, you know, we talked about this whole situation. You are about to close 8 tabs. Yes, please, Firefox, stop taking up all my freaking RAM here. So, you know, yeah, I can be pretty tough on Twitch, but Twitch needs to step up its game hard. I mean, Twitch absolutely needs to step up its game and do more for their creators instead of throw them to the wolves. I'm like, well, you could get DMCA'd. You know, do you want to have interesting Twitch? Do you want to have interesting content on your site versus the others that attracts people that want to watch? Do you want to have talented people pouring their heart and soul and their passion into their streams to make themselves and your platform better because there's a synergy between the two? Then you need to do something about DMCA now. You need to be scrambling, and you need to be telling people that you're scrambling on making something better. And no more of these excuse videos like, oh yeah, Content ID can't work on Twitch because of XYZ. No. What matters is that platforms step up and take responsibility for copyright without people needing to invoke the DMCA, because there's a system that gives better results from a business perspective without having to get the government stuff involved. And I think it's time to bust out the graphics and play some music, get some of that lovely Whitetown music going in the background. Let's see if OBS can handle multiple PowerPoints open to the red versus purple template. I think probably the best way to illustrate strikes, why strikes only is bad, is to take the Jake and Bake incident, which I also linked to on Twitter. The link still works, by the way, one of those infamous clips that was deleted by Twitch that's still available via modified URL. Those things that Devin Nash was making fun of a week or two ago. Yeah, the Jake and Bake DMCA clip where the guy got copyright striked because someone with a loud stereo was playing, I now know a little bit about the song, Kanye West's Lift Yourself with the whoop-de-shoop scoop something. I don't even understand it, even the rap part of it. I really don't know what that Kanye song was about. Hey, thanks for stopping by, folks in the chat here. So, I don't understand the song really, but for rather academics, for the nerd take on it. What happened with Jake and Bake was he was at IRL streaming, like, hey, where is my phone? Where is a phone? Let's see. Yep. Let's take this rubbish tablet that hasn't worked in 3 weeks, and I gotta recycle it. Hey, everybody, I'm IRL streaming. How you all doing? I can't even get the phone in the shot. Yeah, I'm IRL streaming, man. And then somebody with a loud stereo is blasting Kanye. Now, here's the thing. There's something in copyright law called incidental use. It's kind of like fair use, but it isn't fair use. Incidental use, like accidentally there's material that gets into something and you can't mute it in time or something along those lines. But the thing is, how is the RIAA or anybody going to program an automated system to detect where the ML, the machine learning, and the AI can actually detect that there is incidental use? Someone drove by the loud stereo. And this is the problem. And I think this is one of the things that Content ID preempts. So let's get some text going in here, and let's get some music going. Darn it, it's too dull. We're going to be doing PowerPoint nerd stuff on Thanksgiving. Let's at least get some music going. Come on, drive. Spin up. My one and only use of a mechanical drive that I still have for this sort of thing. This is it on the screen? Yes, it is. Vibe Tracks TFB9. Check it on my OBS to make sure it's there. Okay. Let's make a graphic that shows the Jake and Bake incident, DMCA, on Twitch versus YouTube. So, here was the incident. Get our bullet points turned on. Keep an eye on chat as well. It's kind of fine print for way over there on screen too. Alright, so here it is. Guys out IRL streaming. Loud truck, loud stereo, blasts, whoop-de-scoop. Now what? Alright, center that. Center that, and let's underline it, and let's bring it up to... Yeah, there you go. We'll get the smiley on line number 2. So we'll put that at 20. And we'll bold it. Guys out IRL streaming loud. So we're going to assume the same setup on both of these situations. Yep. I did some digging around YouTube to make sure that my prognostication or my prediction would be correct in this case. To that, and let's just do this here. So here's what happened. To this, to that. And we'll just play with the other stuff afterwards. So, guys out IRL streaming, loud stereo blast, whoop-dee-dee-scoop, whatever, whoop-dee-scoop, whatever the lyrics are to that. I don't even understand. I don't understand the song, as I already mentioned. I don't even think I've listened to the whole song before. Probably should at some point, just to know what I'm talking about. But it's a Kanye song, therefore it's commercial music. It is actionable under the DMCA if you broadcast it as part of a stream. And in the case of Jake and Bake, he did get a strike for it. And was very upset about it, wondering if IRL streaming had any kind of future if that sort of thing could happen. So here's what happened over on Twitch. Twitch has no system for DMCA other than DMCA. Let's see. Twitch has no system for claims other than copyright claims. And their literature reflects this. Other than DMCA strikes, which we already know is a problem. It's problematic and whatnot. Twitch has no system of copyright claims other than DMCA strikes. RIAA wins the arms race, programs a system to crawl for and flag and auto DMCA violations in streams. Auto DMCA potential violations, I should say. Auto DMCA potential violations. Let's see here. Background, loud music gets picked up, matched, DMCA takedown, issued, copyright strike, ban. So there we go. That's basically it. Copyright strike, which by the way, copyright strikes still don't have an expiration period unless Twitch is working on that. Copyright strike ban. Okay, there we go. Make it bigger because that's basically it. Because that's what happened actually. All right. Hey, who's this? Space Lady by Slink. This is cool. All right. Guys out IRL streaming, loud stereo blast, whoop-de-scoop, and he's a YouTube streamer. Now what? So let's see here. Now here's the interesting part, because I've already done some looking around. I linked a dance video on Twitter earlier that used that exact song, Lift Yourself by Kanye West. And my prediction was correct. The record companies issued claims on it via Content ID. And let me tell you something. You can go, the link still works as of what I'm streaming right now. So, the Jake and Bake clip, which got him DMCA'd, is still there. That was incidental use, according to folks like myself's opinions on this. Someone drove by with a loud stereo. Whoops, it got picked up. The automated system issued a claim for it because it was there. That was something done by accident. Someone blasted the music somewhere while he was streaming. This video, this dance cover that I found... wow. Need more drink. this video that I found that was actually a dance cover of the Kanye song. It was using the exact song as its audio. No accidental stuff, not even, room noise from doing a dance cover because you have a boombox blasting the song or Bluetooth speaker nowadays. Bluetooth speakers are pretty cool, though. I shouldn't mention boomboxes much anymore. Those days are over. I think they're still out there if you really want to have one, like a little bubble thing with a CD player in the top. I think I've seen them at Walmart for like $20. So, anyways. So not even room noise. Whoa, distortion. So not even room noise. This was somebody literally using this Kanye song as the audio in the video, doing a dance cover, and it got claimed instead of a strike. All right, whoop-de-scoop, now what? So this video that actually was using the song as its audio got a claim. What do you think is going to happen on YouTube if someone drives by? The same thing that happens when you see, I'm even seeing this, I believe with some of Yugi's VODs, where she goes somewhere with a PA going, and the songs get picked up by Content ID, and it says music in this video. Then you see all the songs. So, anyways, I can say with very good confidence that what would happen if Jake and Bake was streaming on YouTube when that happened is this. The Kanye song matches in Content ID, record, label, policies, apply. Now here's the thing. The video that actually used the Kanye song as the background music still had audio. So I'm guessing the policy that was applied was monetize. So you couldn't monetize it and all the ad revenue would get redirected to the record company, which is a cool thing to do, by the way. People want the ad revenue back, then they can, nowadays, creators have the tools to edit out any copyright issues, including scrubbing the song. So, Kanye song matches in Content ID, record label policies apply from, we'll say that it gets monetized. Monetize, policy applied. So what does this mean? No strike. No strike, just the inability to monetize until the issue is resolved via YouTube's cloud tools. So, no strike, no worrying about losing your account when you get however many concurrents Jake and Bake gets these days. So, and that's the extent of it. And as a creator on YouTube, you have the option of going back after the fact and fixing what was wrong in the stream and the VOD. As the Twitch people would call it. I hate the term VOD for stream replays, but we'll get to that shortly. Just the ability to monetize until the issue is resolved via YouTube's cloud tools. So what are those tools? So, the big thing is no strike. We should bold that. No strike. Unless the record company wanted to actually issue a takedown, which this robust system can redirect money to them, so why would they? No, you'd be leaving money on the table in order to make an example out of somebody. So no strike, just the inability to monetize till the issue is resolved via YouTube's cloud tools. Creators can fix copyright issues after the fact these days. The tools available are mute, replace, scrub. You can mute, you can replace, you can scrub the audio out. So, in the case of, let's suppose you use the scrubber tool, which it'll degrade the bitrate. Here's the thing. Jake and Bake, if you look at that clip, he was just out on his phone using his phone's microphone and stuff to live stream. So if there's a drop in the bitrate for the audio, somebody watching after the fact can probably be like, oh yeah, that's just when he got lag, right? No, it was a copyright issue that he fixed after the fact. So, in the case of Jake and Bake, I'm just going to say, let's say Jake just uses the scrub tool to scrub the copyrighted song and release the claim. Let's assume Jake just uses the scrub tool. Let's assume Jake and Bake uses. Let's do give him some, shout outs here. Use the scrub tool, scrub the copyrighted song, and release the claim. Boom. VOD is, in quotes, because they're not called that on YouTube, they're videos. VOD is still up. No account issues. No worries. Song is gone. Just a slight dip in bitrate, an audio bitrate. No, not a slight dip. Just a dip in audio bitrate for only the duration of the claimed audio, which could be interpreted by the stream audience, or not the stream audience, VOD audience, as lag, which is something people would expect with someone running around with their smartphone IRL streaming. So you see the huge difference here. Just look at the difference. You want to know why I'm a fanboy of YouTube in this respect? The reason why I'm a fanboy of YouTube in this respect is that just YouTube has such a good system. They've actually worked on systems. The systems have their issues. They're always works in progress. There's things that don't work. But they're there, as opposed to no system at all, and all that can happen is you get a strike and risk losing your account. So there we go. This will go to the Twitter and things like that. So the Kanye thing, whoop-de-scoop, scoop-de-whoop. There we go. Can we go full screen? We'd have to use the main screen capture to see that, but there you go. So what happened was Team Purple, no system other than DMCA strikes, RAA wins the arms race, background music was picked up, copyright strike and a ban, potentially lose, let's see, too many strikes equals lose account, plus lose ability to interact with Twitch streamers. Ban streamer policy. Twitch is unique in that respect. We can probably cut that down a notch. 20, 24. Let's put it at 22. Why is PowerPoint? There we go. There we go. How about 23? That'll probably make it just fit. Perfect. Ish. I'd rather have it be higher, but hey, what are you going to do? Too many strikes, lose access to account, lose an inability to interact with Twitch streamers. Ban streamer policy. Let's make that 22. Who cares if there's a little bit of space? So there's the difference. And over on YouTube, same exact thing happens. Kanye's song matches up in Content ID. You don't get a strike, just the inability to monetize. And the monetize policies would probably be applied because we've seen videos that actually do even more of using that Kanye song that got that exact treatment. Then creators get to mute the audio, replace the audio, or scrub the audio. He uses the scrub tool, bitrate drops, and it just looks like he had some lag in his stream. Nothing happens. There you go. This is why Twitch needs to play catch up to YouTube. And what about Facebook? You know, we're talking about streaming platforms here. What about Facebook? Well, Facebook has that rather well-known deal at this point where they went out and they actually purchased licensing rights or actual license for copyrighted music. And that actually helps keep content on the platform because you got to worry about copyright elsewhere, but not if it's on Facebook under the license. So, there's the Jake and Bake DMCA incident, how it would have played out if he was streaming on YouTube instead of Twitch. Now, let's actually move on to something else that we got to talk about. So, this VODs thing, there's a very specific reason why I hate the term VOD. And so, we got another red versus purple here. YouTube videos versus Twitch VODs. So, VODs are basically your stream playbacks, your stream replays. It's the Twitch name for stream replays. It's a term that I've come to detest because when somebody comes over from Twitch and they start talking about VODs, that's how you know they're a Twitch streamer. In terms of the competition between red versus purple, if you want to fly a purple flag, so to speak, and say you bleed purple or whatever, you're more into Twitch than YouTube. One of the ways you give that away to me is by saying VODs all the time, when in reality VODs are videos. Sorry. Let's recap some basic facts here when it comes to the differences between these platforms. YouTube was founded in 2005. Twitch technically as Justin TV. When was Justin TV founded? Later, I imagine. Just pop this open and look this up. Justin TV founded 2007, right? Justin TV was a website created by Justin Can, Emmett Shear, and Michael Siebel and Kyle Vogt. And how do you say that? In 2007. So 2007, that's Justin TV. So let's see here. Justin TV, founded in 2007. When was Twitch specifically launched? Twitch launched in 2011 as a public beta. So yeah, Twitch as a service is circa 2011, went into beta in 2011. Let's make sure to put that in. Twitch launched in 2011. Twitch, or should we say betaed in 2011. So, what's the more venerable platform? That's right, Team Red. Justin TV founded in 2007, Twitch betaed in 2011. YouTube built itself up in the 2000s. Twitch was niche. Twitch was niche until the mid to late 2010s. Haha. It rhymes. Yep, gaming specific until the expansion into IRL, just chatting, and most notably, growing due to the adpocalypse. Dropped the ball a bit with the adpocalypses, sending various angry YouTubers over to Twitch, who became big streamers with feedback loops, growing both presences. And so you can say at this point, grew when YouTube dropped the ball. Let's see. Gaming culture focused, except for expansion categories like just chatting. Next bullet point on the YouTube side. General purpose from the beginning. General purpose from the beginning with a focus on gaming coming later as Twitch picked up steam. It's kind of the inverse of the situation. And so these differences between the platforms already just illustrate where some of the things like the lack of discoverability comes from. So, gaming culture looks over expansion categories like just chatting. So, let's see here. Then we get to where they're at today. YouTube today is primarily about videos, but developing streaming and has numerous forms of live streams that reinforce that YouTube was about videos first. And the big thing I'm talking about here is the non-personality streaming that happens on YouTube. So QVC streaming on YouTube, television news, wildlife cameras, whereas Twitch, their bread and butter is the streamer themselves, the personality streaming, the ninjas, the shrouds, the the ninjas, the shrouds, the Pokemanes, the everybody who's, you say their name, you know they're a Twitch streamer. So, here's the issue though. Twitch today is primarily about streaming, particularly personality streaming. Video, well, no, I don't want to say that because that's a YouTuber. Let's see, content, there we go. Content that has been called videos on YouTube since before Twitch and Justin TV even existed is a distant second place feature. And it's only getting worse because of DMCA Mageddon. I'm talking about, for example, VODs. And just the way that VODs are treated as some kind of secondary experience versus catching everything live. What attracts people to Twitch is the live component, being able to interact with the streamer, being able to be part of the community, things like the emotes and some of the other stuff there. But what that means is that as an audience, the audience probably likes Twitch a lot more than the creators these days, because creators have to worry about DMCA and things like that. And any of these other major issues that happen on the platform, it's more the sort of thing that a creator might get stressed about. So, I mean, in the weeks since this whole DMCA thing really started becoming a massive issue over on Twitch, what we've seen is I've seen Twitch streamers dancing to nothing and saying, hey, somebody in Discord, make a video of this, but put the music back in it because I can't play it on stream. So it's just lots of weird stuff. Some channels that used a lot of music that really kind of carried what they were doing are getting a little boring nowadays because everyone's worried about getting strikes because that's all you're going to get because there's nothing resembling Content ID on Twitch. So there's the VOD muting feature, which clearly wasn't enough if this happened, despite Audible Magic having been a licensed feature on there for years. So now here's where I have my issues with the term VODs. Twitch side. The term VODs to describe videos is Twitch folks going along with the culture and focus of Twitch, including on other platforms. This is the major problem. If I say VOD, I'm talking to Twitch people, but really they're videos, specifically footage. I mean, if they had something besides that highlighter on Twitch, maybe we'd see Twitch streamers editing down their VODs into decent highlight videos directly through the cloud. Maybe that would make watching videos on Twitch a little more interesting, but as it stands, the infrastructure's not there. The technology's not there, and now, thanks to DMCA Mageddon, the ability to be peaceful as a streamer when worrying about copyright isn't there either. So, no system, then you get stuff like what the RIAA has done. Let me actually head over to Twitch. I'm not streaming on Twitch, so twitch.tv. /MultimediaJay. We'll start there. It's going to start playing my last stream, which has NCS music in it, so we're going to mute that. Let's go to the Twitch front page. Oh, there are a couple of people streaming that I recognize. Let's mute. And let's just mute the site completely. Yeah, somebody's doing a Call of Duty tourney right now. Tournament. Woo! So, oh, new stuff. Oh, we got some new stuff here on Twitch. Look at this. Is it gonna work? Nope, let's use the drop-down menu to relink the browser. ZVAS secure. It's looking for the stuff I had open last time. Okay, here's Twitch, right? There's an event going on with Call of Duty. But they got these new buttons in for these category buttons right on the front page. Games, IRL, music, and esports. So the stuff that used to be up top is now these cute purple buttons here. Melina's going to the beach on Thanksgiving. Okay. So, there we go. Yeah, what the? Is he watching real football or is he playing Madden? Okay. Alright, S-Fan, that's not a good thumbnail. Not on Twitch, anyways. Let's get that stuff off the screen. So, I actually want to go over to the browse feature, and I actually want to try and browse for videos about, let's see how it works. Let's take Among Us as a category since it's so popular. Let me look up videos, and I want to look up uploads. I want to look specifically, it's already too many clicks to get to this. Oh, okay, so there's some videos on here that are saying up from 5 days ago. Alright, and can I sort it? I can sort by views. How about recently published? 11 hours yesterday, scroll. Okay, stop. I'm already out of stuff. Ooh, there's somebody in a penguin suit on here. Alright, so here's the Among Us category on Twitch if you want to watch upload videos. It stops 7 days ago with this 0 view mega imposter run from this Fen89 guy here. There's your problem. You can't find stuff. The platform isn't made for watching videos. It doesn't play nice with watching videos. Let me search for how to play League of Legends. Now, there's basic search functionality if you know how to title things correctly. But even then, here's your search results. I just want to know how to... Hey, what's this League of Legends? How do I play it? Okay, here it is. You got channels that are live, so you can watch people play League of Legends. And then you have people's VODs. So a lot of this is jokes, but you have to click to show even more than just that. So just by the design, Twitch focuses almost exclusively on live streaming. And of course, the unique emphasis on concurrent viewers fundamentally means that, well, Fundamentally means that really streaming is the bread and butter of Twitch. It is what everything's all about here. And let me just see. I do follow Melina, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, from the Ginny trips and stuff like that. Just seeing how many of these other folks... Yeah, as always, there's too many people on the front page that I already follow. So there is no different. There is still, after all this time, no differentiation between, no way for me to find new people on Twitch via the algorithms, because too many of the video slots on the front page are going to get taken up by people I already follow, instead of them getting their own category, like from your subscriptions or from your followed channels or what have you. So let's go back to PowerPoint here. So Twitch is very, 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 very much about live. We're not even close on anything after the fact. So, heck. Actually, let me go back to Twitch. Let me open up Twitch again. Hold on a second. Since I recently made a collection, which a collection on Twitch is a joke compared to a YouTube playlist. Limited to 100 videos, can't sort all at once. You have to shuffle everything around manually, like it's a bunch of playing cards. So it is a pale competitor to YouTube playlists. But over on Twitch, let me actually look up... Let me see if I can even still find my own videos. Let's cheese the Holy Hammer quest. I can still search for it. Cool. Yeah, back to the browser. And relink. I gotta figure out why this does what it does here. Here we are. Let's cheese the Holy Hammer quest. This is one of the Play Some Stuff videos from YouTube that I uploaded to Twitch several years ago during the whole thing with letting everybody do uploads. When the one and only time I've ever seen Twitch kind of move in the direction of being a more gaming-focused YouTube. So, it's still here if you know to search for it. But you're not going to find it. You're not going to find it in any other way. It's World of Warcraft, so let me actually switch back here. Let me actually go browsing for it in the WoW directories. How far down does the WoW directory go? I knew that Twitch uploads were not going to work. World of Warcraft Shadowlands, there we go. I knew that Twitch uploads were not going to work because of too many clicks, and I noticed that everything over a month old wasn't being shown. Views high to low. I'm only seeing stuff from 4 days ago. Let me just look at sort by recently published. Yeah. 29 minutes ago. 7 days ago. There we go. So in the last couple of years, the browsability of if you make YouTube videos and upload them to Twitch has dropped from a month to a week. I'm here and I'm browsing in the World of Warcraft section. Filter by uploads 7 days ago. Let me just set it to English. You know, 7 days ago. It just makes the results smaller. So there you go. You can't find stuff. People can search for your stuff, but they have to know to search for it. How are they going to know to search for your stuff if they can't browse you and find you? So now you're dependent upon algorithms over on Twitch, which Twitch has them. They sort of work. But your chances of being shown to people who are going to become interested in you are less than they are on YouTube, because there's really no discoverability on that front page despite it being redesigned, because so many of those slots are being taken up by folks you're already following. So your average Twitch fan who's watching a couple of streams, they're going to see mostly the people they're already following on that page. And it takes too many clicks, too much scrolling, too much everything for anybody to have any chance of seeing any of your stuff. If you want to... So, when Devin Nash talks about trying to grind on Twitch, being like trying to plant seeds in the middle of winter, he's definitely onto something there. So this really shows just where the priorities of the platform are. They're heavily on live, and they're heavily on the folks that are already established. That's where the systemic elitism comes from over there. So when you use the term VOD outside of Twitch, you are taking that lousy element of Twitch culture, a fanatical obsession with live versus after the fact, and when you come to YouTube with that attitude, you're arriving on a platform that was built on video and is adding streaming with an attitude that talks about videos like the platform is built on streaming and maybe might be adding video. sort of has video. But as we just demonstrated, video on Twitch is a joke. Is it any wonder then that streamer after streamer after streamer can't even be bothered to use the highlight feature, and they're dumping stuff over to YouTube? Not just VODs, but, recap videos, highlight videos, things like that. So the after-the-fact presence of Twitch streamers was largely on YouTube even before all this happened, and the adpocalypse is just cranking that to 11. So when you come over and you call a video a VOD, what you're really doing is you're taking, whether you know it or not, the culture of Twitch, and you're exporting it to somewhere else where this is completely inappropriate. So, something to keep in mind as these streamers come over here with their VODs and start all these channels with all these VODs in them. The term VOD needs to stay on Twitch. In the pre-Twitch world, VOD referred to like a pay-per-view service, video on demand. But it's not an appropriate term for videos, especially on a platform that is older than both Justin TV and Twitch, and was built on video, with streaming coming later. Check your Twitch culture, Twitch streamers. Because you are selling yourself short if you don't value this platform that has had years to get video right. And that's something I even mentioned to Pokimane when she was asking for feedback on an idea she had for a channel. So Pokimane was actually thinking of doing like lifestyle stuff on YouTube, and she's like, "Hey, should I start another channel?" And I'm like, "Make that the focus of your YouTube channel and start another channel for your stream stuff called Pokimane Replay or something like that." Some kind of nice name. That was just, it does sound kind of cool, but it's just something I thought up on the spur of the moment. But one of the problems I run into with Twitch streamers, and I can actually just check up on one right now. Nah, let's not. We've streamed enough with this topic. One of the problems I run into with Twitch streamers, the problem I run into with Twitch streamers handling YouTube, is that they don't take YouTube seriously. YouTube is a means to an end. It's, oh, I have no discoverability on Twitch, so I'm going to build an audience on YouTube and bring it back to Twitch like the talking heads tell me to do. So they do this, and they miss out on just what can happen on this platform with the algorithms, the focus on evergreen content, and YouTube focusing on literally everything that Twitch doesn't. Video, stuff that's made to live somewhere, stuff that will still be relevant years down the road, as evidenced by, just today, on my YouTube front page, I saw something about how Google was thinking of buying Twitch. I was like, what? What's that about? Oh, it was from 6 years ago. So YouTube's algorithms are sending me someone's news footage of back when YouTube almost bought Twitch. So it's really it's a totally different thing. Twitch is all about live in the moment right now with very little emphasis on anything else. VODs are technically there, but that's the extent of it. YouTube is about the long haul. It's about if you have a video that only gets 20 views, check back in a couple of years, see what the algorithms have done with it. It's about essentially, if you were a farmer, you plant your seeds, they don't turn into, harvestable crops the next day. You gotta water, fertilize, take care of the plants, and eventually they grow up into something. That's really what YouTube is. With how many people are trying to use YouTube, especially in 2020, how many people are trying to get established on YouTube, and how much stuff's going on this platform these days. So it's a sort of thing where you cannot be a YouTuber without thinking about the long haul, because that's YouTube's strengths. Search engines, algorithms, technology, maybe a few too many automated systems, but at least they're there in terms of content ID. So, I guess that's all I have to say to that. Twitch people, please stop calling videos on YouTube VODs. Please stop saying that YouTube is a platform for VOD content, because you're just showing how you're just walking along, bobbleheading to the Johnny-come-lately attitude that is videos being any kind of distant secondary function of a platform. Enough. You want to be on YouTube? Welcome. Welcome to the major leagues. Welcome to a platform where there is more you can do besides stream. Welcome to a platform where you have the freedom to work on videos whenever the heck you want. And you don't get burned out because you can just say, oh, I'm taking a break from videos. because you're not tied to a time slot. You don't have a bunch of people getting mad at you because you were late to the stream on Thursday the 23rd or whatever. Because there is no ties to time slots and stuff. This is YouTube. And that's the freedom of making videos that has gotten lost on all of this stuff that people are, obsessing about with streaming. Streaming, quite frankly, is overrated. I think that when the monetization loopholes get closed between videos and streaming, like YouTube applause, YouTube, get that feature out of beta, we'll start to see the culture shift. People will have to catch up to the new technology, but we will start seeing the culture shift away from what it is that Twitch has built, essentially on the backs of YouTube's failures in the past couple of years, as opposed to just being, niche gaming site where people are doing speed runs of Mario 64 in side-by-side screens like what I first watched on Twitch many years ago. So, but in the immediate world, the central focus of the stream is DMCA. And I think that Twitch is doing people no favors by continuing to focus on literally everything else except building a better system to compete with YouTube Content ID and Facebook's music license. Not to say Facebook doesn't work on this stuff either. They do. It's just cruder. But just signs that a platform is trying to solve problems as a platform and not dump on the creators with something like DMCA. And all of those side effects, like all of those VOD channels we showed earlier in the stream, from all of those nervous Twitch streamers that are scared that they're going to lose their channel. Well, now, I also would like to reiterate to all the streamers that are doing that, watch your VOD channel in the Creator Studio and check out the better system for yourself. Stuff will get claimed by record companies if you use copyright music. Then just go in and scrub the audio. Try the audio scrubber and see what I'm talking about. And you tell me, streamer, if you can in any way not agree with me that the ability to do what you can do after the fact on YouTube with the audio muting, the audio replacing, and the audio scrubbing, as well as inserting YouTube audio library tracks, you try telling me whether or not you can possibly still not agree with me that Twitch needs something like this. I don't want to hear all this crap about how Content ID can't work on Twitch. We can't confuse the business problems of Twitch's advertising model with the need for them to properly support their creators instead of throwing them to the wolves and firing up the spin machine to tell streamers, well, we'll help you delete all your clips. Aren't we so nice? When YouTube already has a way for creators to resolve these issues without even having to take their video down. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what I call it, is why I talk about the Twitch bowl effect. There are too many people out there fishbowled by Twitch. Twitch is incredible at marketing. They're incredible at working with people. They need to step up their technology game. Otherwise, as far as I'm concerned, they're closer to Daily Motion than Purple YouTube. Smaller platform, less discoverability, smaller overall, but marketing themselves like hell to try and get people to not learn this simple truth that, quite frankly, there's a chasm of difference between these platforms. So I don't care if people want to call me a YouTube fanboy or, I will gladly call myself an unapologetic YouTuber. And I will continue watching the Creator Insider videos and applauding the stuff that gets announced and being like, hey, let's make sure it comes out sometime. What else are we going to do tonight on this scuffed Thanksgiving here in 2020? Who knows? World of Warcraft Shadowlands is out and I still haven't played it yet. What am I, some kind of moron? Probably. And I'm the guy with the cold ones here wearing sunglasses in the early evening because it's darker out now with the whole Kubuntu Linux inspired light setup here. Actually, that light strip's been sitting there for a week. Maybe I should make some regular videos. I kind of miss that stuff, but there's just so much stuff to talk about with this stuff that's going on with this. So, streaming, baby. Should fire up some WoW. Question is, what platform? It is evening, so... Or I could. One of the things Twitch has that YouTube doesn't, those do exist, could go into a category that's not currently represented on Twitch and play something. There's some games, actually, I'm surprised don't have anybody streaming them right now. Mostly retro stuff. I've had some ideas on that. I'm not going to spoil anything. But you know what? I've been running around with the 9 to 5 and stuff like that. I really should do some stuff with some MMOs. Let's take a break from all this, go grab some of that pumpkin cake roll stuff, have some of that, and maybe figure out what I'm going to do in WoW. Just do that on YouTube. It's a holiday. I don't think anybody's really doing much on Twitch except what's-her-face going to the beach over in the EU. Yeah. So, look, one last thing. I don't want to be the guy that's always bashing Twitch. DMCA is probably the lack of a system like Content ID, and DMCA is the biggest issue I have with the platform. They're treating their creators like crap so long as this remains unresolved or even unaddressed. So, you know, if Twitch I would love to see Twitch get better, because one of the things that my long experience with YouTube has taught me is that one of the worst things you can have as a content creator is a platform with no competition. When competition is too low, that's when everybody gets lazy. And we've seen this with YouTube before as well. So I would love to see Twitch put up a fight. Question I have is whether they have any fight in them right now. They should not be trying to distract away from this. They should be telling the creators that they want to make things better in ways besides Emmett Shear's corporate emails, and just giving regular progress updates on how exactly they are no longer going to be the runt of the industry when it comes to DMCA. 'Cause I'll tell you, if things continue this way, what happens is the content on Twitch gets duller because streamers are going to be too nervous to create. Then what happens? In terms of viewership and people coming to the site or having a reason to come to the site, especially as YouTube is aggressively working on improving live streaming, and so is Facebook. Every platform has its problems, but I want to see a real fight going on. I want to see some real competition here, because that's what makes these things interesting, and that's what keeps these platforms on their toes, wanting to provide a better experience for their creators. Social medias, youtube.com/MultimediaJay, twitter.com/MultimediaJay, twitch.tv/MultimediaJay, multimediajay.wordpress.com, and MultimediaJayTV on Instagram. I'm going to take a break from streaming, get those graphics uploaded to various places, and then we'll play some games later this evening. It's a Thanksgiving break. Let's make it a break. But first, let's make it Thanksgiving with some of that pumpkin roll cake that I have. Till next time, this is MultimediaJay signing off. Thanks for stopping by. And for what it's worth, despite 2020 being 2020, happy Thanksgiving!